Hi there and welcome to the Barbara Young channel. Welcome to my Friday sews. Well, it's been a bit of a week for me, so I think I should just get on and tell you what I've been doing, because it's been, well, a bit of a week. So there we go. Let me first also start by saying thanks to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for creating the hashtag Friday Sews. So I will start with the first thing that I've been working on this week, which is New Look 6744. I've done this before, I hear you say. Yes, I have. I made it twice, didn't I? And in fact, the first time I made it, I wasn't very happy with it. So much so that I wasn't very happy with it, that this week I took it apart. I basically almost pretty much completely took it apart, disassembled it, and then put it back together. So now I have my skirt, my swishy skirt, and it is in the velvet, the swishy velvet fabric. I had to basically recut this top yoke section, resized the bottom section, and did some other bits and pieces, a little bit of internal work to try and make it fit better. I've changed the lining because this was some it was like a cream black, but I've now used this proper lining material, which is what I made the second skirt out of, for this lining piece that goes on inside. And it just seems to have given the right structure to it so this fits better. So there we go, my lovely swishy skirt. And yes, it did take quite a lot of work because, like I say, effectively I literally had to take it all apart, which included taking the zip out, separating the front and back seams and everything, taking the lining out, this tulle lining, whatever it's called, took that out, and then recut this top yoke section and redid that in the velvet and a different lining. And then when I put it together a little bit differently to how I'd done previously, but that was really the only way I felt that I could actually make this skirt fit and look the way I wanted it to feel happy about it. And now it's done, I do feel very confident about it. It's a much nicer fit, sits on me better, doesn't move about as it was before. So yeah, that's I think it's going to work really nicely. That's really lovely with this high-low seam for the high at the front. And yes, it does seem a bit short, and if anything at the front it's sort of like almost mini skirt length, so it is quite short at the front, but it's just that bit there. So that was the first thing I did, and I have to admit that took a long time to do. I really did have to spend quite a bit of time doing that. The things about it that really got me are on this pattern piece, it's effectively nothing more than about 6 pieces. So you've got a front piece, you've got a front and then a back, which are both cut on the fold, so it's a really big piece of fabric you need. And then you have the yoke piece, this yoke waistband piece, a front and a back, and then you have your facing pieces on the inside for that, and the zip, and that's about it. But even though it seems quite a simple pattern, and really technically it's not that hard, I say it's not that hard, but if you don't get the pleats exactly right, if you don't get them just in the right place, then nothing quite matches up, nothing quite comes together at the right point. You've got the this side seam here, where obviously when it meets up, you want those pleats to actually match up, don't you? That's how I wanted it, so it fits and looks even. It's even worse on the zip side, because obviously until you zip it up, you're not quite sure how it fits, and I didn't get this quite right on the zip side, but it's better than it was. Try and get this zip to go up, because it is an invisible zip in there. Well, call it invisible zip. It's invisible my arse. So there we go. So we get this nice zip in there, and hopefully I've got that just about even enough for me to be happy with it, even though it's not quite right. And then again, with the pleats across the front and back, if you don't get them just right, then when you come to fit the top yoke piece, then it's either smaller or larger than the skirt section, and then you're messing around, and so it really is quite a tricky little thing to get right, you know. But yeah, I managed to do it in the end, and I'm now happy with that skirt. I'm happy with the way it fits and the way it sits on me, so I'm quite pleased that I managed to do that, and I'm glad I took the time and persevered with it. Brilliant skirt, and that's the one I'll be wearing. And so the next item, well, the next item is the top I've been working on. Yeah, I have to say it's been rather taxing and hasn't gone at all how I planned it to go. So let me explain where I am with it. For those of you who've been watching, I was going to make McCalls 8240, but with a fancy sleeve, which is Simplicity 8506 vintage, 1930s vintage sleeves, number B, the big poofy sleeve. And yes, I managed to get the top bit made, which is relatively simple. It is a simple top, and if I was doing this simple top with some ordinary sleeves on it that it's designed with, you know, some long, if I can get it on there like that, with some long sleeves, then I'd have a nice top with some sleeves with this thing, button placket, and a little collar, little stand collar I was going to put on it. And then the sleeves, as I'd already shown, for those of you who have not seen it, was going to have these big poofy sleeves with this this wonderful pleat detail on there. And putting the pleat in is fine, doing the sleeve okay-ish, but then when it comes to attaching this to the top, well, all sorts of fun and nightmares. Just putting this cuff piece on and trying to gather this down, that was an absolute nightmare. That took me, just on that bit, that I think, I don't know how long I spent on it. I probably spent half a day, putting equivalent to about half a day, probably, I don't know. Yes, each evening, or however long it was, a couple of hours almost, just to put one cuff on, and that's two cuffs, so that's a lot of wasted time. It just didn't seem to be going in very well. I really didn't like it, didn't want to sew very well, couldn't get it to sit right. And then when I was trying to actually put this, attach this into the actual garment, into the top, well, I did try what I think was it the other side? As I was trying to sew this fabric just didn't like it. I don't know what it was. I tried matching it up and started to stitch in, and it was almost like the stitches were sliding and slipping through the fabric itself, like the stitches just weren't holding to the fabric, which is a really weird effect. I've never experienced anything like that, and I know I don't really work with like this stretchy stuff, especially stretchy velvet. It just wouldn't go in. I just couldn't get it, and I just spent so long just trying to pin it together to stay in place and then start trying to sew it, and it was just moving about all over the place. It was just an absolute nightmare. So in the end, I got to a point where I was like, this just isn't working. It's just not going to work. I'm not going to get that in. I'm going to spend so much time just trying to make it work that in the end I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to as it were, give up. I have to admit that this got the better of me, and it just got to a point where I just can't make it work. I think one of the big problems is that this top pattern, the McCalls 8240, now this is designed to be used with a knit sort of stretch fabric, but it is designed more of a sort of like almost like an over top, almost like a not quite a coat, but you know what I mean, it goes on top of other things, a bit like I'm wearing this. This is a little thing that I'm wearing on top of other stuff, and that's I think how it's designed. So there's a bit of stretch and give in it because you use a knit material, so it's an overgarment, but it's also quite a relaxed overgarment. It's not anything fancy or formal, so that works in a knit. But these patterns for the sleeves don't. They just don't work very well. I need a stable fabric. So really I'd have to try and either choose a different top or draft my own top and then use a stable fabric, a cotton preferably. Maybe I could use a viscose or something, but something that's going to be stable and not have any stretch in it or any movement, and it's going to work the way I expect it to work. And when I stitch it in, I'm not going to have this really weird effect of almost like the stitchings shifting within the fabric. It's something I've never experienced before, and I can't really describe it other than that. It's just very odd, and it meant that sewing that up was just impossible. So unfortunately, for now, this is going to go to one side. I will come back to it. I will see if I can try and use this fabric for something I don't know as yet. But this one is now a no-go. There we go. It's a goner. So, having ditched the top, it's a case of what am I going to do instead? I still need a top. So I decided what I'm going to have to do is have a look through my folder, which I've got here, and just decide, I'll just see if I've got another top that will work with the fabric that I've got, because I still have enough of that fabric, that sparkly blue stuff, velvety thing, to make something different. So that's what I did. I got the folder out and had a good look. So, like quite a lot of people, I keep my patterns in a folder, and this is just the envelope. So I just got the envelopes, you know, and I can go through them and I can have a look through and find out and see if there's something else that I like. And then I keep all my pattern pieces separately in a folder or like a box thing over there. And I know it's not how everybody does it. Some people keep it all together so you don't lose anything, which really sounds quite a sensible thing to do, rather than separating out here and having piles over there like, you know, mad me would do. But it works for me. Anyway, that aside, my filing system, I came across a pattern I quite liked, and it is New Look 6577. That one, which is for stretchy knits. So, yeah. And as you can see by the picture of the model, I'm thinking, I looked at that and went, hey, this could be workable. So I had a look on the back, see if it's going to work with the fabrics that I've got. And it says here, suggested fabrics. Sized for stretch knits only: jersey, power mesh, stretch lace, stretch velvet, which is what I've got, and it says, see the pick a knit rule. Yeah, that works. That's in there. That was a pattern. I went, okay, let's grab that out. And again, this is a very simple pattern. It's got a front, a back, a sleeve if you want it, and a little back facing piece. So that's what I did. I hauled that out and I gave it a go. And this is what I ended up with. There we go. blue shimmery top with this little sleeve on it. And pretty much generally that was really quite a simple make. Pretty straightforward. One of the things I haven't done as yet is I haven't hemmed it, but then this is a to velvet stretch knit of sorts. It's not really going to fray out. I could hem it up. I might just leave it. It's going to be tucked in anyway underneath the skirt. So I thought, yeah, I'm just going to leave that one as it is. So there we go. So with this big droopy sort of cowl neck sort of thing. I think it's called a cowl neck, isn't it? So yeah, there we go. I like that. That's sorry, banging the microphone. Probably getting lots of from me there. Sorry, but yeah, look at that. That's lovely, swishy, and along with a swishy skirt which has the blue in there, then yeah, I think that'll work just fine. Look, I know you can't see it properly because I've not got it on, but you know, swishy blue, swishy black, blue underlay. It'll work, it'll be fine, yeah. So yeah, I was really glad I found that and that I'd got that pattern, because otherwise nothing much else in my pattern that I've got that's like that. I've got another pattern in there that works for stretch, but it wasn't the right style. And pretty much most of the rest of the stuff that I've got is for knits, not for knits, for wovens, because that's what I tend to make, stable woven garments, which is normally what I go for, because I say they're easier. It's not a case they're easier, I'm just more used to them. So I mean, some people might be more used to the knits and the stretchy stuff, you know, which is great. If that's what you're good at, go for it. For me, I tend to prefer the wovens, but on this occasion I've stepped right out of my comfort zone in so many different ways, but I have got 2 garments that I've now completed and I can wear to a little do that I'm going to quite soon. And that was my week of drama and remakes and reworks and redos and complete different directions. But yeah, I've enjoyed it despite the brain agony that I've had trying to make it work. Oh dear. But that's it. That's 2 makes finished, done with, and ready to wear. So there you go. That was my week of remakes and redos and reworks. But it's all come out okay in the end. You know, I've got there. I've got what I wanted, and I feel happy and comfortable about what I've got now, that I can wear them with confidence and hopefully look good and brilliant on the evening, on the event that I go into. So there we go. Hopefully it all comes out right. And that's it. Next week, I don't know what I'm going to be doing next week. I've not really decided. I want to get on making some more bags. Got some ideas and plans with that. I'll let you know as I get there with them. But I do need to make some more bags. I've got my cushions I want to get on with. I've got the zips and the fabrics. I want to try and push on with that, because I do need some cushions, because my sofa's a bit hard without cushions. It's okay, but I really like something to lean on. Yeah, so that's it really. Nothing more to tell you about. Next week, I don't know what I'll have to show you, but I'm sure I'll have something. And that's it. If you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to, and click that bell icon. You get a notification of when my videos come out. Please do comment. I do love reading your comments. Really nice to hear what you're doing and what your thoughts are. And if you wish to chat amongst yourselves, then please do, because that's why we come here, isn't it? To make those connections. So I think it's just left me to say thank you very much for watching my video. I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Bye.